me down and took me down on the ground. I was trying to talk, I was trying to say something. You didn't know I was deaf.
A deaf man named Brady Mistic was stopped by two police officers who immediately illuminated him with intensely bright spotlight beams directly into his eyes. Completely disoriented and physically unable to hear any of their verbal commands, he exited his vehicle in an attempt to communicate with them. But these tyrannical officers weren't prepared for any form of de-escalation and immediately did something absolutely shocking.
Victor 17, sit back in your car! Sit back in your car!
You want to run up on us like that? Excuse me? Who do you think you are? Stop!
We're in a fight.
Arms behind your back right now, or I'm gonna tase you!
Tase it.
Stop! Put your hands behind your back! Hands behind your back! Other hand behind your back! Now! Other hand! Now! Stay down.
What do you want? Want to help?
Don't run at us like that.
I'm down.
Just sit down.
The officers refused to allow him any opportunity to explain himself, and they deployed their stun gun weapon against him twice in rapid succession. The unfortunate man was swiftly restrained with handcuffs, and during the violent struggle to force him to the ground, one of the officers accidentally broke his own leg, receiving some instant karma immediately.
What?
Stay sitting down. Stay down.
Taser deployed, and can you have one respond to our location, please? Start medical.
The female officer transported Mr. Mistic to the local hospital to receive emergency first aid treatment and made an attempt to communicate with him through the assistance of a professional sign language interpreter.
And you just let him know that I have one quick chance to explain this before we leave the hospital. Pulled him over for failing to stop at that stop sign. He got out of his car and approached my car very quickly. That's not how that's supposed to work. So we got out and tried to contact you.
Okay, I understand. I failed to stop. That's fine.
Do you understand why everything else happened?
The deaf man had been effectively isolated and cut off from the entire world the precise moment the officers directed their blinding spotlights straight into his eyes. Despite this fact, they still somehow expected him to remain calmly seated in his vehicle and compliant. Shockingly, the officer persisted in defending her absolutely vile and reprehensible actions without any remorse whatsoever.
When I got pulled over, I tried to come because the light was in my face, and it scared me, and I couldn't see, and I didn't like that, and I was frustrated, so I came over to see what was going over because of me. I thought maybe it was even someone else. I didn't know that I was the one. I didn't know what the reason was, but I couldn't see.
I understand that, but you should have stayed in your vehicle.
So what happened to the car?
The car was towed. And at this point, after you are released from the hospital, you're going to jail.
I didn't fight or anything. He grabbed me down and took me down on the ground. And later I got frustrated. I was trying to talk, I was trying to say something. You didn't know I was deaf.
The unfortunate man's explanation made complete and perfect sense, and by this particular point in time, even the attending hospital nurse and the sign language interpreter appeared to clearly recognize and understand the officer's blatant cruelty and misconduct. Yet remarkably, she remained entirely remorseless and unapologetic.
No, not this time. I don't have any more questions right now. And there's not much else I can say.
I'm surprised. What am I going to jail for?
Resisting arrest and assault in the second degree. And a stop sign violation.
I need a lawyer.
That's fine. That's why I'm not asking you any questions. I'm trying to just tell you what's going on, so you know.
Assault was second degree. It sounds like I was trying to kill someone. I wasn't doing anything.
Okay.
When I came to try to talk
Okay.
with you, you pulled me down.
Okay. That's it. I have nothing else to say, okay?
Despite his documented disability and condition, Mistic was transported directly to the police station and formally charged with second-degree assault of a police officer and resisting arrest. Mr. Mistic remained incarcerated in jail for a full 4 months before all criminal charges against him were eventually dropped and dismissed. On September 17, 2021, exactly 2 years after the incident, he filed a comprehensive federal civil rights lawsuit against the 2 officers, Nicholas Hanning and Ellie Summers, as well as the city of Idaho Springs and Clear Creek County. The case outcome remains unknown, though he continues hoping for a substantial financial settlement while demanding the officers face appropriate accountability for their actions. Officer Hanning was subsequently terminated from the department in July 2021 after criminally assaulting a separate victim, 75-year-old Michael Clark, in an unrelated incident. Officer Summers, however, remains employed with the Idaho Springs Police Department to this day.